This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping a foot on the whoop, oh, Diggs. We keeping a foot on the whoop, oh, Diggs. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man, like the Siberian Tiger that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. When Errol the True Spence talked about the Mayweather advice, it's very clear that Floyd Mayweather, these boxing community fan bases, they like to lie to you guys. These YouTube channels like to lie and say Floyd Mayweather gave Errol the True Spence advice. His advice is not going to matter. Even Pacquiao's supposed strength and conditioning coach, Futono, or whatever the fuck his name is, that guy's a racist. He basically said, oh, Mayweather's advice is not going to matter. You know, whatever Mayweather told him. He doesn't even fucking know. I just listened to Spence's interview on Fight Hype. And what was very clear is that Floyd and Errol didn't fucking talk yet. But you know what I like about this? And see, this is why Ashley Theophane was absolutely 1,000% correct when he confirmed everything that He Knows Everything told you guys. So many years ago, He Knows Everything told you that Floyd Mayweather and Errol the True Spence is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. That's the simile that you could draw. When you look at Floyd Mayweather and Errol the True Spence, that's exactly the way that relationship is. Errol the True Spence, unlike Deontay Wilder, bum fucking squad, unlike Cinnamon Dust of a Horchata and Alvarez, the LeBron James of fucking boxing, these guys don't get it. They don't pay attention, they don't listen. They too busy hating on Floyd Mayweather. Errol the True Spence said, I would invite Floyd Mayweather's advice because he's one of the best to ever fucking do it. Because Errol the True Spence understands that when you get advice at that level from a fellow true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics that's been there and done that, it behooves you to, like a turkey, gobble that thing up. Especially when Floyd Mayweather basically CompuBoxed Manny Pacquiao. Let me say it again. Floyd Mayweather basically CompuBoxed Manny Pacquiao. That fight wasn't even basically what we would say a fight that Floyd Mayweather looked like he was in any precarious situation. The only time Floyd was in a precarious situation was when Floyd got, and that was in round 4 and in round 7 when he got basically sloppy. And Floyd Mayweather Sr. had to tell him, hey man, this is Manny fucking Pacquiao. Anytime he get a little flurry on you, even though your ass is whooping his ass, they're going to basically give him the fucking round. So we're not going to allow him to have no fucking flurries. And when Floyd listened so eloquently to Floyd Mayweather Sr., I told you guys, that's the simile that you could draw between Floyd Mayweather and Errol the True Spence. They are a coach's dream in terms of listening to the game plan to the T. This is what makes them airfield fighters. Andre Ward is the same way with Virgil Hunter. He's a coach's dream. He listens to the game plan to the T. This was very prevalent in the fight against Sergey Kovalev. If he did not listen to Virgil Hunter's top level instructions round after round, he would have lost that fucking fight. Airfield fighters understand the value of listening to their coaches when they are basically getting in their own head. Because you can get in your own head. And that's why you need a coach to stabilize you. Derrick James is this for Errol the True Spence. Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Uncle Roger Mayweather and Jeff Mayweather was that for Floyd Mayweather. And Virgil Hunter was that for Andre Ward. When it's all said and done, Errol the True Spence has not gotten advice from Floyd Mayweather, but he's willing to accept the advice. He's willing to take any gems and jewels. And if He Knows Everything is using the He Knows Everything thinking camp, if He Knows Everything is operating in 3-dimensional thinking mode, He Knows Everything is operating in seer mode fashion, then he understands very clearly when this advice is going to take place. It's going to be right before the fucking fight. Because that's when Errol the True Spence is going to have the information downloaded going into the fight. It makes the most sense to do it at that point. Because now it's fresh in your mind and you know how to execute it. This is not the first time that Floyd Mayweather has done this. Floyd Mayweather was sitting in a Mikey Garcia fight and giving Errol the True Spence cues. We love the fact that you are a man down. But right now, it's about your boxing pedigree. Box the shit out of Mikey Garcia. So you have a lot of these Errol the True Spence haters. They don't understand boxing. They don't even understand the sport. They don't understand that boxing is a pugilistic sport. Boxing is what the fuck it is. Boxing. That means you have to have a mind in the square circle. You have to have what's called mentally stressed IQ in championship rounds. Meaning you got to be able to endure. You got to be able to have pedigree. You got to be able to know how to box. Hence the terminology boxing. It comes from box. Because you got to box your opponent. See, fight fans forget this shit. They're so used to UFC, MMA, back brawling, and country bumpkin bullshit that they don't understand that pugilism, that's what it's all about. Hit and don't get fucking hit. So in the Mikey Garcia fight, when Floyd was like, there's no need for you to wash, double wash, and triple wash Mikey Garcia and knocking his ass out. You dominating him by your boxing ability. So clean his ass out that way. He listened to Floyd at that time. Well, listen to those instructions. Floyd knows what he's dealing with Errol the True Spence. He sees himself in that kid. It's just like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan saw himself in the kid called Kobe Bryant. Now they're grown-ass fucking men. When it's all said and done, Errol the True Spence will graciously and willingly take continuous advice from Floyd Money Mayweather. Because the difference between him, the distinction between him, the delineation between him, and the gulf between him and bum fucking squad and Deontay Wilder and cinnamon dust of a Horchata and Alvarez is they're too busy hating on Floyd. They're too busy talking shit about Floyd. While Errol the True Spence is gobbling up the gems and the jewels that's going to continuously prep him to being the rock star, being the true face of boxing, and being what he is, the era-filled fighter that he is. Why do you think Errol the True Spence gets the hate that Floyd got? And a prediction, King Sharks. And a prediction, King Sharks. He knows everything told you guys because he is just as polarized as Floyd Money Mayweather. So when it's all said and done, the recap is as simple as this. That this is why Errol the True Spence is in the position that he's in. Because he took advice from TBE. When it's all said and done, we left the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era. Era-filled fighters will always take advice from era-filled fighters. When Andre Ward was active, he was taking advices from Floyd Money Mayweather. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keep the foot on the whoop on the gigs. I keep the foot on the whoop on the gigs. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.